Hello, folks. Let's see. Everything appears to be in order. Excellent. Hello and welcome to Art, the first one in a while. It's been a bit. OBS stopped capturing my art program, and I had to figure out a workaround. And I just didn't bother to for a while, but then inspiration struck, so I had to test it out, and it worked, and now we're here. Die in the Dungeon updated today, which was not something I expected, so we'll be getting into that afterwards. I do not have a little Die in the Dungeon icon for the up next place, so that won't be present. I wish it was. I wish I had the time to prepare that, but I was not expecting to go live with a Die in the Dungeon after this. I was expecting it to be something else. But anyways, now we're here. That will be postponed. I wanted to add the longer streams that are happening as a part of May instead of the streams scattered throughout the week. That's not all that's going on. I will be doing my best to work through the entire VOD backlog, getting all of those up on the VOD channel this month. But for right now we're here for this. Art! Hey presto. Now this is something of a finicky solution, but it seemed to work fine. And actually, the whole Die in the Dungeon situation is honestly kind of conveniently thematic. Because one of the things on my to-draw list is a frog. So I think we'll start with that. I have the source material right over here. It's kind of a complicated situation. In essence, my players have been transformed by the wild magic of a particular forest, and they need new tokens for the upcoming battle that they are about to participate in. And the party dwarf has been transformed into a frog. So I have to figure out how to make a frog look somewhat dwarf-like. Maybe a bit too red. Didn't mean to do that. Select that color. That's a good baseline. Paler. Darker. Paler. That's perfect. That about matches his shirt. So I will use that as the base color for the frog. That said, let's get a good frog shape here. A proper loafy lump with bits sticking off of it. Little nubbins. Excellent. start. Now, I wouldn't by any means say that my art is great, but I like it, and I'm happy trying to improve on what I can do. Well, let's see. The dwarf has got a hood, so if I have this little raised bit be where his eyes are, that's good, I think. And he's got a big, kind of grayish beard. How can I best capture that color? That's about right. Close. A little bit more saturation. Okay, not quite that dark. That ought to do, I think. And what I want is for that. It's big and fluffy. What I want is for that to be a spot on this frog's belly. The same shape and color as the beard. Now, I thought briefly about going full Michigan J. Frog or whatever the guy's name is, the Looney Tune. Or Looney Tunes? I think it's Looney Tunes, yeah. Making him a bit more anthropomorphic, but honestly, I think I like this better. Alright. Make the circle just a little bit less uniform. There we go. And get the lighter shade. Acceptable. And that's streaks of highlight in the beard. So it shall be little highlights on the frog belly. The best part, I think, about drawing a frog is that frogs are weird. You get all sorts of really strange frogs. So honestly, they can look like anything and still be recognizable as frogs. Now let's make this a bit more transparent so that we're just sort of I think that's perfect. This will be recognizable. Okay. It's got a big belt. Let's do the eyes. Oh, too close. Let's go the Minecraft route, I think. Make him a little derpy-eyed. Nope, less transparency, thank you. Smaller mouth, maybe? Planet! Frog stream! Hello, Planet! Yeah, I'm drawing a frog today. This is one of my players transformed. Actually, I have their original player token right here. There we go. Squeak that onto the screen. Can you see that okay? He's so cute. I am glad that you think so. If you think so, I'm quite certain that all of my players will think so. So I've gone with the kind of cloak slash hood color for the body, and then the little patch on the stomach, I made the same shape and color as the beard. The legs will look kind of like the pauldrons, and the forearm covers, I forget the word for those. They'll have that coloration. You know what? There is a pinkish color. Just like that. That is the dwarf's nose. I think that will be a tongue. There we go. Now it kind of looks like it's matching the curve of the outside of the frog. Perfect. Blep. Okay. We'll collapse all of these layers. Next, I think we do froggy arm number 1. Here. Yeah, right there. And that's gonna be a grayish. Needs to be slightly redder. There we go. Alright, alright. And then that turns into a light brown. The forearm armor. Hang on, let me have a look at frog anatomy real quick. Actually, I should not. That, not sure. Maybe a bad idea. Which way would the foot kind of stick out? Let me think. Okay, now that's... Yeah. And that's the, Yeah. That works, I think. The back leg will be kind of big and stick out over there. And now we take those three colors. And we give the guy his water powers back. Not that. Not that. No, eyedropper. I was looking for eyedropper. This is the top layer here, but we want it to be the bottom layer over on this side. Actually, we want it to be under the frog. There we go. Now over here we give him a little swirl of frothing water. There we go. Now he's got his water manipulation powers at full capacity. Well, not actually full capacity. It's, gonna take him notably more effort to cast his usual spells, which is an unfortunate side effect of becoming so small. Yeah, I think that's okay. Alright. Now the back legs will use the same coloring. But they will be slightly differently shaped. And notably larger. that's acceptable. I think that will be just right for what amounts to a silly form that this player is only going to take for one remaining session. Just the right amount of effort for that, I think. And then behind, on this side, we give them the other foot. Perfect. Except there's one problem with this. It only tells half the story. Actually, let me transfer you to midstream just for a moment while I save this. I didn't have to worry about this before, but you know, you'll be able to see all of my files if I do this. With the new setup that I've got. It's kind of unfortunate. Okay. And now save as. Give me your files. No! Sorry. I'm saving it as Frog Dwarf 2. And let me tip you back. Okay. This only tells half the story. Because he has not turned into one frog. He has been turned into more than one frog. And not all of them have his original personality. And in fact, the ones that don't have access to the water powers. I wonder what happens if I take this whole... It's complicated? Yes, that's precisely correct, Planet. It's complicated. It's very complicated. What happens if I take this, flip it? Okay. Now, what I really should have done was prepare for this eventuality by not collapsing all of the layers. But we're gonna make a very grumpy Toad. I'm also doing art, so this is perfect background noise. Glad to hear it, Planet. What you got going on? Raffle stuff. Almost done with number 3 and then on to yours. Nice, nice. Let's take this now. give him a new hand. Sort of a shaking fist. There we go. Nope. Did it save? No, why'd save as? No, stop it. That's why. Okay. I will have to go frame by frame on that, I think. Nothing popped up, so you're all good? Oh, okay. If you're certain. I'll, probably double check after the fact. And then if anything too terrible showed up, then actually, I've thought of a way that I could censor sensitive information like that should it ever show up while still releasing the VOD. I'll just download the VOD to the computer, record it in OBS again, off stream, but then cover up the sensitive information with some sort of object in OBS, excuse me. It'd be a lot of work, but it'd be worth it to get a really good fun stream VOD up without having to worry about potentially sensitive information. Could edit it in Resolve 2. I don't actually have, hang on, DaVinci Resolve. I don't have video editing software. The closest thing I have is OBS. I actually have been working on a meme for my roommate because they're going nuts waiting for a Soap song. They played Deep Rock Galactic. So they wanted me to... let me actually save this as the next file. Just save. Highly recommend. Free and super powerful. Interesting. They play Deep Rock Galactic, so they wanted me to take a clip of them jumping into this bright white texture in Deep Rock Galactic, and then transferring that to the splash screen with the title of Absolute Radiance, because that is a popular meme format, and I'm working on that using OBS in place of a video editing software. So it's complicated, but I think it'll work out fine. Is it going to be posted anywhere? I have no idea. I might post it on... I don't know. I might post it on my Blue Sky first. I'm not sure. Oh, that's good. Fortunately, I've got a hangnail that's catching on stuff, and it's not fun. Blah. Okay, so this next one. Oh, actually, hang on. I have to go off again because there is another file that I need to grab first. I'm looking for a diving helmet. And I have one Yeah, that's correct. Copy. Paste. I'll resize it accordingly. A little hard to... That'll do. Okay. You guys can come back. I'm gonna reduce the saturation on this slightly. Because it's meant to look like a kind of rusty copper diving helmet. This is going to be one of the party's animal companions, transformed by the wild magic into a peculiar elemental. Normally they are a fish that stays inside this diving helmet, pops out, and spits globs of water at the party's enemies like an archerfish does. But thanks to their new form, which is mostly energy-based, they don't need to stay in the helmet anymore. And they're kind of dumb, so I don't think they'll have realized that precisely. They'll just be swimming through the air around here. And I want them to be trailed by a series of little bits of light. Well, that's sort of right. Okay, what would the best way be to do this? Is there a shape I could use for... Yeah, let's use this, actually. As a sort of a sparkle. Indicating the trail that they've taken through the air. And we won't just use this blue. The idea being that they're swimming in and out of the diving helmet. We can also use sort of a light purple. Got darker, but also paler. No. Too dark. Not purple enough. Too bright. Just right. Sparkle. Precisely. Sparkle, sparkle. Did you get quieter? Weird. I might have gotten quieter just because I'm focusing, but I'm not sure. Maybe that's it. Okay. Now. I want to draw a fish shape, and then I want to do a sketch over it so that it looks like it has been itself drawn. Like it's in a manga or something. Do I make it black and white? Not white precisely, but I think I do. Pale like it's on a page. No. I want that precisely, thank you. And it is transparent, and actually because I forgot to adjust that, but actually I think that may be just fine. Because they're partly light now. Actually, that is not just fine. I will take the layer, I will make the layer transparent. And as a result of part of their transformation, I think they will evoke a fish just as much as they are... possibly even more so than they are... still in the form that they were originally in. If that makes sense. Because they are no longer... a fish, they are a bolt of energy, a being of energy that is taking the shape of something that expects itself to be a fish still, so to speak. Tail dipping down here, and then erase that so that it comes to a smooth little point. There we go. White, and that's supposed to be... There we go. In essence, the only reason this thing remains in the form of a fish at this point is because it expects itself to still be one. It has never not been a fish, and it's not about to start now. There we go. All right. Now we sketch on this fish. Actually, that's not quite right now. Try again. Try again. That's better. There we go. Now we make it look like I have sketched on this fish. And then it'll be kind of a charcoal gray, I guess. A little bit less gray so that it looks like it's about that gray. There we go. Okay. Honestly, I think it might look even more effectively like what I want it to if parts of it look like they've been smudged out with an eraser. So while I will be making some lines skinnier with an eraser tool, I think I'd like to also make some lines look like they are mistakes and have been erased. No. This thing has spots on its back, so I should draw in the spots. Those are meant to look like scales. Erase that smudge. There we go. Or smudge that eraser. Then draw a new line. Perfect. This thing is a living illustration. Rather, it is now. It has become a living illustration. Made of energy to mimic the shape of a fish. Because that's what it's supposed to be. Aren't we all living illustrations? I do love a good metaphor, but you'll have to walk me through that one, Planet. No? Oh. Alrighty then. Anyhow, I think this one is fine. I think this is good. I like how this looks. Maybe another time? Alright, sure. What do you think, Planet? Up to your very high standards? Cool, I like it. Excellent, excellent. So that's 3 sprites done. Just 3 more to go, I think. Meets the standards and goes beyond them. Aw, thanks. Three sprites done, 3 sprites to go. I think I'm gonna have to do another art stream soon. Anyhow, that'll be it for Art Wheel. We'll be transferring over to Die in the Dungeon, because that just got updated. So hold on tight, because we will be back.